first started out, our warm-up was very shaky, but I think it's just the adrenaline of the fact that we finally made it to NCAA, and this has always been our goal, second time in history. And we knew that we've been training for 2 weeks. Like, Coach taught us everything about that team. We could tell them, like, inside and out. So we knew we were going to win. Like, I just felt it, and, like, everyone was agreeing to it. So we just, like Coach said, had to get that first win under our belt. And once we did that, we can just run with it. And the third set, it was a little shaky, but, I mean, that's what happens. You're playing great teams that all of us are just as good, and it's going to happen. So it's just who's going to pull it out on top. So.
Coach, what does it mean to have this historic moment? You know, this is the program's first, time advancing to the semifinals. Is that, what's that feeling like after so much game planning?
Again, I don't think it's set in. Like Julia said, this has been my goal. When I took the job, I said in 4 years we will go to the tournament. That is my goal. So it might take me 1 year, it might take me 4, but in 4 I will be at the NCAA tournament. And I knew if we could just kind of get here, this is a team that once they prove themselves, they start to really believe and buy in. And I'm just so excited. I can't even talk. I'm sorry. I'm so proud of them. I felt good. I really wasn't nervous all day. I knew that they were going to come out on top, and this is huge for our school and our program in general. I mean, we're just really excited that we can represent Lander.
You said that you wanted to outwork Wingate. How did you do so, and could you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, we trained a lot in practice of just continuation. We just never let the ball die. There was constantly things were coming, and we had to recover, and we had to recover. We knew they were a good team. They're a great team, and we knew it was just going to be kind of, could we outlast in the rallies? Could we still come out on top when the ball has gone back and forth multiple times? We knew that was where watching other opponents they tended to fail at, and we knew that was something that my kids are very good at digging in, and they just don't roll over. And so I knew if we could win a couple of those long rallies, that was going to kind of be the difference maker for us, and it was.
Julie, for you, what is this moment like, and once Coach told you the game plan and you guys start to execute, finally start to realize?
Yeah, I think we're probably one of the few teams that actually stayed over Thanksgiving break and weren't allowed to go home so we could train every day. And, I mean, it wasn't even, disappointing to us just because we've gotten to this point and we knew if we wanted to go on and, win one, we got to train every single day. And because we're, a small team, we're, not as maybe skillful as our team, but ours is endurance and just, heart and passion to want to go out and beat other teams and prove ourselves that we may be the underdogs, but we're going to come out on top.
So same coach for you. What is this historic moment like? You still got to play another game, but what is this moment like right now?
It's awesome. It's the best feeling because I knew we had it in us. So now that we've actually proved it, it's amazing. I'm just so happy. And senior year, it's exactly what I wanted. So.
All right, Coach, you have about 10 minutes to process it. Let's talk about tomorrow. The Flagler or Lenore Ryan Flagler team you know very well can be beaten on the road. Is this team capable of even going into Saturday and Sunday?
I think we're capable of a lot more. I still don't think you've seen us firing on all cylinders, to be quite honest. There's still a few kids that didn't have their best day. And even our blocking game, really, that was just a touch of what our blocking game is. We are a significantly better blocking team than we were today. So I don't think anyone has seen us yet on all cylinders. So yeah, I think anything's possible. The day that we decide to just click, I fear for who we're going to play. I can tell you that. We've seen Lenore Ryan early on in the season. So I know both of these teams right now are hot teams. They both are coming off of very strong wins. They both won in their conference at the conference tournament. So I think it's going to be a great battle. I'm up for the challenge for whoever we face. I think they're both going to be great opponents, but we just needed to get one win, and I think it's going to be really fun to kind of see what we do tomorrow.
What's the mindset now that you guys are still on this historic path? What's the game plan? Obviously, you don't know who you're going to play yet, but what's kind of your mentality as you keep going?
Well, I don't know. I have not thought that far.
Coach always said, though, today when we were nervous, she was like, it's the fact that, we got here. This is what our goal was. So, right now, you don't know where it's going to go, so just, take it point by point. If we just believe, we can do it. So it's just taking it point by point and not worrying about, we have to win or we need to keep making this history. It's just play to have fun and to win.
We just try and stay in the present moment. That's been our theme all year.
Yeah.
We try not to focus on the past. We try not to focus on the future. Just focus on what we can control in that present moment. And so, to be honest, we're going to go eat some lunch. I'm going to watch a little volleyball. I'm going to get on my computer and probably watch another 4 hours of game film so I can prep them for what they need to know tomorrow. And we're just going to take it day by day. But they're good at staying in the moment. So I'm excited to face either one of those teams. It's going to be a great match, I think, between both of them.
Thank you guys very much. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You.
You want to make an opening statement, Coach?
Sure. Well, first, congratulations to Lander. We knew that they were like a really good, hardworking team, and that didn't surprise us when they were working really hard and kind of outworked us in some ways. And I think we're disappointed that it happened, but we're not surprised because that's kind of how they have had a good season this year, as they work really hard over there. And I think, for Shelly and myself here, we're often winning a regional championship or going to the Elite Eight and doing an interview, and our season this year came up painfully and disappointingly short. And I think we're all very disappointed about that. But the reality is, you either have to have a team good enough to win in the NCAA tournament or you don't. And this year, our team just wasn't good enough to compete and win in the NCAA tournament. And we worked and tried to get our team to be able to be in a position to do it. But this year, we just didn't have enough bullets in the gun to really have the team we needed to compete at this level. So we're happy to qualify for the tournament. We entered the tournament, but we didn't represent ourselves very well in the tournament. And I think we're disappointed about that, but I don't think it's completely unexpected, because we struggled over the course of the year with our consistency, and it showed tonight in some ways for sure.
Coach, talk about the team. You had to deal with a lot of injuries as well. How did the team respond to that coming into this?
Well, a lot of teams have injuries, and a lot of teams have what we would call excuses, or you can have reasons for success. And, Abby Saylor's one of the best players in the region for sure, and not having her certainly would have changed our team a little bit, but we didn't have her, and we were good enough to compete at a level much higher than we did today. So I don't think we look at the match, if we had Abby Saylor, we would have won it. I think we were just disappointed that we didn't play well enough today to earn the match on its own merits.
Coach, what were some of the things that Larry was doing that gave you guys trouble, you feel like?
Well, it's interesting because we did our homework on Lander, and they have some pretty good players, and we have some pretty good players, but what separates them a little bit is they just have this work ethic that is a little more relentless than some other teams. And I think they probably play in the Peach Belt, and they're overmatched physically by a few players, but then somehow it's tied game and 23-23, and the other team's going, how are you still in this game? And we have some better athletes or better players, and Lander figures out this recipe of just working really hard. And that's to their credit, because their coaching staff did a great job of taking their team and overachieving. And I think when you're coaching and you can get your team to overachieve, that's a sign of a good coach. And right now I think our team is kind of licking our wounds that we underachieved. And that's a sign of a team that wasn't as well prepared, and we realize that. But Lander seemed well prepared and confident and played well. And I think that's their calling card, is they just kind of stay in there and hang in there, and pretty soon they grind out points and make it really difficult for another team.
Shelly, talk about the team as they attacked. You had a lot of kills today, not just you, but the team as a whole, but also a lot of errors.
Yeah.
What was it like on the court for you?
To their credit, they're a really good swing block team. So we play some teams in our league that do that swing block motion, but sometimes not as good, and we think that we can use them. But we knew coming in they're a very strong team on the block. So I think that we didn't work as hard to cover our hitters as we should have. Also, we weren't as good as out of system as we usually are. Obviously their defense is pretty tight, and so when we had the advantage, we could use it and hit our shots that we had, but overall we kind of just didn't. We came up short on our attacks and kind of hit into their block and didn't work hard to get our hitters back as well.
All right, guys, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for doing this too.